Hi friends, good morning. Welcome back to another session from Advanced Surveying. So, we have started theodolite surveying and we have seen introduction, what are the component parts like that. So, today we are going to discuss regarding the measurement of horizontal angle. Myself, Wahid Mohammad, working as lecturer in civil engineering, SRRS Government Polytechnic, Sirsila. So in the previous class, what we have learned is about the important keywords, instruments used in theodolite survey along with their uses, and the stages involved in temporary adjustments of a theodolite instruments. Okay. Now today the main objective of today's class is we should know what do you mean by a horizontal angle. Okay. Now in this horizontal angle only, when we call that angle as a interior angle and when we call that angle as a exterior angle, and what are the methods involved in the measurement of horizontal angles by theodolite instrument. Okay. So first of all, what do you mean by horizontal angle? When two lines are meeting on a horizontal plane, the angular distance between them is called as a horizontal angle. For example, if I take your room, consider this as a room. What do you mean by, first of all, horizontal plane? Our floor where we walk is a horizontal angle. Okay. What do you mean by vertical plane? Our walls are vertical planes. Okay. Next, in front, if in your classroom, in front of your bench, if it is a plane horizontal, it is a horizontal plane, right? So in a room, if I take a corner, what do you mean by corner? See, these are the corners, right? These are the corners, and these are considered as what? Edges of a room and corner of a room. Now here, if you can see the corner, it is exactly 90 degrees. This is what angle? Horizontal angle. In what plane it is made? Horizontal plane. The angular distance between them is called as what? Horizontal angle. This is the angular distance. Okay. Now, for measurement of horizontal angle, perpendicularity, in case of chain surveying, there is a one thumb rule which is known as 3-4-5 rule. If you can know what is this 3-4-5 rule, you can find out the 90 degrees. How? One side, suppose in a corner, I want to check this corner whether it is 90 degrees or not. For that, what I have to do? You keep here 30 centimeters and you keep here 40 centimeters, and this diagonal should be how much? 50 centimeters. Like that you can check it. Okay. So these angles are measured with the help of horizontal plate or circle by using the corresponding vernier A and vernier B. Means here it is talking about what? Instrument. Here it is talking about instrument. As mentioned earlier, the theodolite instrument consists of a horizontal circle. In that horizontal circle, what are the plates are there? Okay. What plates are there? One is lower plate. Next one is upper plate. Okay. What does the lower plate consist of? Main scale reading. Main scale reading. What does the upper plate consist of? Vernier scale reading. Now here, how many verniers are there? Means two. What are there? Vernier A and vernier B. Vernier A and vernier B. Okay. Now Suppose, next we'll see, what do you mean by interior angle? When we call that angle as a interior angle or included angle, exterior angle or excluded angle. Now see, this angle between the two lines in a horizontal plane is a interior angle, where that value will be less than 180 degrees. Less than 180 degrees. The angle between two lines in a horizontal plane which is less than 180 degrees is called as what? Interior angle. Okay, is called as interior angle. Next, exterior angle or excluded angle. Okay, now here see, the angle outside the two vertical lines, sorry, two lines, the angle which is outside and which is more than 180. Now see here, now if I take this as a line, this will be 180 and this will be 180, total it is 360 degrees. Now here the angle formed is what? More than 180. The angle which is more than 180 degrees you are supposed to call as what? Excluded or exterior angles. Okay, next, measurement of horizontal angles. Okay, so there are two methods, by method of repetition and by method of reiteration. Now we'll see one by one how to measure and how to note the readings. There is one format, tabular column, to take the readings and note them for the calculation of horizontal angle between the 2 points. Okay, now first we'll see the repetition method. Repetition means what? You have to repeat it. You have to repeat. Okay, now this method is adapted for precise work. Precise means what? Accurate. Accuracy is the prime here. Predominant case is accurate works. And for that, what you are supposed to do? You have to do face left and face right observations, which are mostly essential. Now what do you mean by this face left and face right? Earlier classes we have discussed regarding this one important terms used in the theodolite surveying, that is face left. What do you mean by face left? If, okay, if a vertical circle is towards the left side of the observer, he is the observer, this is eyepiece, just imagine please, this is eyepiece and this is what? Object glass. Consider this as a telescope. Okay, this vertical circle is towards the left side of the observer, then it is called as a face right condition. And if the vertical circle is towards the right side of the observer, then it is called as what? Face right condition. Face left and face right conditions are this one. Okay, next, all the readings should be entered in the field book. There is a format for entering the values whatever you read from the main scale reading in the lower plate and vernier readings in the upper plate. Okay, now we'll see the steps involved in measuring the horizontal angles by repetition method. Okay, let O be the instrument point. O be the instrument point means wherever the instrument we have fixed, that point we let us consider as O, and we are supposed to measure the angle between the points P and Q, which are the objects far away. Just now while calculating the included angle we have seen, right? So this is the position. Okay, means here the instrument will be fixed. Here the instrument will be fixed, and point here one ranging rod or already known some corner of a building, okay, or electric pole like will be there. There the points are there. We are not supposed to go to point P or Q to calculate the angle. Just to stay here, you can measure the angle. Okay, you can measure the angle. Now this is exterior angle and this is included angle, right? Now first what you have to do, set up the theodolite over station O and complete the temporary adjustments accurately. So what is the temporary adjustments? If you remember, there are three stages, that is setting up, leveling up and elimination of parallax axis error. Thus your instrument becomes ready to take the readings. Now in the setting, what you are going to do, just 1 minute I will discuss about this one. In a setting, what you will be doing, you will be what? You will be fixing the tripod firmly on the ground on the known station point O, and you will be unboxing the theodolite and you will be fixing by using the trivet to the tripod. After that, by using one of the leg, you will be rotating radially or circumferentially such that the bubble is in center. And now the plate bubble will be kept parallel to two foot screws, and you will be doing inward or outward, and you will be making it center, and perpendicularity you will be checking with another foot screw which is not used. Then like that you will be repeating such that it is within the center even though you rotate n number of times. Okay, after ensuring you are supposed to eliminate the parallax error. What do you mean by parallax error? Generally the crosshair should be clearly visible. Okay, crosshair should be clearly visible, and the object what you are seeing should be clearly focused. For that, for the object should be cleared, focusing screw is there. Okay, you will be slightly moving clockwise or anti-clockwise direction so that it will be cleared off. Whereas in order to make sure to see the crosshairs on the diaphragm glass, what you have to do, you just rotate the one screw which is just beside the eyepiece, such that slowly you have to do it so that it will be fixed. Okay, next, after that, bring the vernier A to 0 degrees. For that, first what you have to do is upper clamp and lower clamp, both you lose it, and bring the vernier A to 0 means you make main scale reading 0 degrees to vernier scale degrees to coincide each other. You have to coincide here. For making coincidence, upper clamp and lower clamp both should be loosened, and make them and bring by using the magnifying glass. You can check it such that now tight both the clamps. Okay, after that, now you release the lower clamp screw. Such that by releasing the lower clamp screw, only the instrument will rotate, but the readings will not change. Is it okay? The readings will never change. Now after releasing the lower clamp, bisect by using the target screws which are on the telescope, by bisecting towards the point P, and you tight the clamp. By using the lower tangent, see, I am using the words differently. Please listen carefully once or twice these sentences. Clamp screw, tangent screw. Clamp screw is for what? Approximate bisection. Tangent screw is for exact bisection. Okay, clamp screw is for approximate bisection. After approximate, bringing the your telescope towards point P, you tighten. Now using the tangent screw, by seeing from the eyepiece, you just slightly bisect exactly, and once again ensure that the vernier A is coinciding with the main scale reading 0. Right? Now bisect the point P accurately with the help of corresponding slow motion screw. What is this slow motion screw? Tangent screw. Okay, it is a tangent screw. Next, what you have to do? Release the upper clamp. Now what I am doing? My position of telescope is towards what? Point P. I want to release upper clamp and I will try to bisect. I will side the object Q. I am releasing the clamp screw. Which clamp? Upper clamp. And I will approximately side Q and I will clamp it, tight it. Now by using the tangent, that is slow motion screw, you bisect exactly the point Q. Now because of upper clamp has been used, the reading will be changed. The reading will be changed here because vernier A0 is going to move towards Q from point P. At the position of point P, it has been coincide with the main scale reading 0. Now what happens? The angle, how much it has been moved, that much amount of angle at that particular angle in main scale reading, the vernier A0 will be coinciding. You take the reading. Read main scale and corresponding vernier scale A and B. Now, while taking the reading, you take the main scale reading and vernier A and vernier B. After that, you have to average the value of only vernier A's and vernier B. After getting average, you add that to main scale reading. Okay. Now there is a pro forma. See here. This is the pro forma. Very good. Now right. So what is our point? This is our point O. This is P and this is Q. Right. So in the first stage, we have cited here. Okay, all temporary as usual what I said have been done. After that we have moved from here to here. Okay, now here this is what 0 0 line main scale reading, and earlier vernier A also 0 0 line. Now vernier A0 is here with some angle. Say let I consider this as what, 20 degrees. Okay, and let I okay, right. So vernier A, what is here? Instrument at O, side to P. What are the values? Degrees, minutes, seconds. Now in the main scale reading, suppose so 20 degrees. So you have to write 20 degrees. Okay. Now here also you write 20 degrees. Now minutes and seconds, you write vernier. Suppose you got 20 degrees 30 minutes as your 20 degrees 30 minutes as your main scale reading, and you got vernier A coincident. What do you mean by vernier A reading? Vernier A is nothing but the vernier lines reading will coincide exactly with the main scale reading. Say some 5 minutes. At 5 minutes it is exactly coinciding 0 0 seconds. Okay, right. What you have to write here? Instead of 0 you have to write 5 minutes 0. Now here you have to write, sorry, this one. Now right here, what is this? Is main scale reading. This is vernier A. Now 20 minutes. At vernier A, how much you have to write? 30 plus 5. 35 minutes 0. Now at vernier B, say I got 4 minutes 40 seconds. So what you have to write? 30 plus 4, 34. Now 40 seconds, right? Now you both add it and average you will be getting here. That value is the angle. This is what condition? Face left condition. Okay. Now with the help of face left condition, you have to repeat for how many times, you know? Minimum of 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Next face right condition. 1, 2, 3. This mean angle, you will be getting the value. Okay. Now up to Q we got, and we have written the readings here. Next, what is the next step? How to go forward? After taking the readings all in this one, what you have to do? Next one is face left. First reading you have taken. Now after pointing Q, you got some value, you have written everything on your tabular column, etc. Everything is done. Now you tight the upper clamp, loose the lower clamp. Now what you will do? The operation what you are going to do now is nothing but swinging the telescope. We call it as what? Swinging. Rotating the telescope is nothing but swinging, what we have learnt earlier classes. So by swinging the telescope, again bisect point P. Here no readings will be changed. Already what readings you got 20 minutes, that will be there itself, because we have not loosened upper clamp, we have loosened lower clamp. For that you again bisect P. Thus this is a first stage. Okay, so this is P and this is Q. First we have come here. Now here you lose it and you rotate it. Again point B is bisected. At this initial stage this is 0 and this is 20, and in the second stage this will be 20 and this will be the doubled. This will be double. Like that, a minimum of 3 readings from face left you have to do and face right you have to do. Minimum of how many? 3 times. Average of these 3 values and average of these 3 values, average of these 2 values. Got it? First you taken 3 times. The average mean is this one. Next in the face right you have done 3 times. The average this one. You add these 2 and the average is the final one. Like that you have to do it. Okay, like that you have to make all the things, right? So take average of 2 readings. This reading is the required horizontal angle POQ. Now they have said 2 readings, you can go for 3. Okay, change the face of the instrument, repeat the process I explained ago. Face changing, how to face change? How to change it? By turning the telescope, transiting the telescope. We can change the face left to face right condition and vice versa. Okay, now take average. This reading is required horizontal angle. Take average of face left and face right together to get further acute horizontal angle. Now what this one is, see here, we have done like this, we have done the angle finally you got. Measure the horizontal angle for n number of times so that included angle accumulates to approximately n times the actual horizontal angle. Means what? 0, 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, 60 to n number of repetitions, how much do? That much cumulative it will be going on to increasing. So suppose exactly 20 degrees, 3 times means 40, 60. Next 4th time means 80. Like that it will be cumulated by exactly you will be getting means average of those. 4 times means divided by 4, like that you have to do. Okay, so divide the total reading by n to get the accurate horizontal angle between P and Q. The final one is this one. Okay, same tabular column. Okay, now what happens by doing like this? By doing repetition method, what is going to happen? The following errors are eliminated in this method. There are the errors due to eccentricity of the centers and of verniers are eliminated by taking average of both verniers. Now what we are taking means any eccentric problems of centroid of that particular values. For that reason what we are doing, first ones in this way and face left and face right condition. So any eccentricity in the instrument or any centers of the points are there, it can be eliminated. And for that reason also you are taking average of both verniers, right? Next, imperfect adjustment of the line of collimation. As I said you, imperfection adjustment of the line of collimation means what? Our instrument is to have some permanent adjustment solution. For that only we are going to eliminate by making it from face left and face right conditions. And the horizontal axis of telescope eliminated by face left and face right observations. The errors of graduations are minimized by measuring the angle on different parts of a circle. Any graduation changes means because those metals they are made, so due to temperature variations also some area of the graduation scale may get contracted or expanded, like that happens. Because of that errors can be eliminated. Okay. Next, the errors in the pointings tends to compensate each other and the remaining error is minimized by the division. So all the errors which are being doing n number of times will be compensated and it can be minimized by taking the average. Okay. Now here see, one important thing is error due to improper leveling of the bubble cannot be eliminated. Why this is cannot be eliminated? So leveling, it is to be done in vertical plane. Now what we have done, it is all in horizontal plane only. So however the perfect leveling instrument can be eliminated. This can be eliminated. Perfect leveling of the instrument means you have to do perform properly. Okay, means the errors in vertical plane can be eliminated only by properly doing the leveling, that's all. Okay. Next one is what? Reiteration method. Now this is one type of method where we use when several angles are to be measured from one particular point. This method is used when several angles are to be measured at a point from one point. Okay. Okay. This method consists of several angles successively and finally closing ending on first point, means the starting point and ending point will be same. Just like suppose this is O point, our instrument point, A, B, C, D, E, F. A, this is A, B, C, D, E, okay, F. Like that you can find out the angle, like that you can calculate. Finally it should read 360 degrees, that is the condition. Okay. See, let A, B, C, D are objects and O is the instrument station. This is the condition. Okay. Now set up the theodolite over station O. As I said you, complete all the temporary adjustments accurately. This is the common for any type of instrument, leveling instrument or theodolite instrument. First setup is to be done. Next, bring the index of verniers A to 0 degrees, that is vernier A should coincide with the main scale reading 0, 0, and release lower clamp screw and side to object A and clamp it firmly. Okay, means what? You have to release the lower clamp screw and side it to A for exact bisection. See, bisect the A accurately with the help of what? Corresponding slow motion screw, means what? Tangent screw. Okay. Next one is, now you have to release the upper clamp and bisect or sight to point B. Clamp it by using slow motion screw. What you have to do? What? You have to exactly bisect the point and note the reading. See, bisect the object B accurately with the help of corresponding slow motion screw. Read main scale and corresponding vernier scales A and B. Enter the readings in the proforma in the table. Next, from that again You don't touch the lower clamp now. Release the upper clamp screw and sight to C and clamp it. And by using the tangent screw, go for the exact bisection and take the readings, corresponding main scale reading and vernier scale readings, and same enter the readings in the proforma. Repeat the process until all the objects A finished, B finished, B to C finished, and C to D finished. Finally, D to A. Okay, you have to done. Now you have to do this with both faces, face left and face right. Now, how to change the face left to face right? As I said you, by transiting. What is the other name for transiting? Plunging or reversing. What happens to this one? Eyepiece becomes object glass and object piece becomes eyepiece. They interchange their places. Okay, not on the instrument, from the view. Okay. Next, take average of face left and face right to get further accurate respective angles. Now, what errors are going to eliminate in this one? Same, graduations errors are eliminated. Error due to eccentricity of the centers, and the verniers are eliminated by taking average of both verniers. Next, imperfect adjustment of the line of collimation and the horizontal axis of the telescope are eliminated. How? By taking averages of face left and face right observations. Okay, so these are the two methods which we will be using to find out the horizontal angle. How? If at all, in order to find out the horizontal angle between only 2 points, then the method suitable is what? Repetition method. And if n number of horizontal angles to be found out by single station setup, then reiteration method is perfectly suitable. For those things, what you have to do? You have to go for face left conditions and face right conditions. Okay, mainly face left and face right conditions. This taking of, see, explaining is very perfectly, you can't understand by only listening. The theodolite instrument is such that on hand practice it is very important, but you have to try to imagine your position at present situation. So because on hand practice, you will be going to practice that main scale reading, vernier scale reading, everything you are going to take, that will be very important for us. Okay, coming to what we have discussed about the horizontal angle, what is exterior interior angles, and repetition method and reiteration method. Now we'll go with some quiz questions. Horizontal angle is a angle between top and bottom of an object, angle between middle and top end of an object, angle between two objects, none of the above. The answer is what? C, angle between two objects. Now what A will be? Angle between top and bottom of object is nothing but what? Vertical angle. Middle and top of object, it is a angle of elevation, means like this. I will show you the figure. Suppose our instrument is here, this is its line of collimation, and this is an object. See, first one, angle between middle and top of the object. This is a middle and top of the object. What is this angle formed here? Angle of elevation. Next, angle between top and bottom of object. This is angle of depression. This is complete angle. With this respect, you can find out the height of an object. Okay. Now what is this angle between two objects? What we have learnt, point P and point Q. These are in vertical plane and these are in horizontal plane. Okay. Next, so angle between 2 points. Next, exterior angle is the angle outside the meeting point of two lines, angle inside the meeting points of two lines, None of the above. So first one, answer is the first one. Meeting point of two lines which is outside means more than 180 degrees. Interior angle is the angle outside the meeting point of two lines. Angle inside the side the meeting point of two lines, none of the above. Answer is B. Okay, right? What are the frequently asked questions you can expect from this topic? Explain interior angle, exterior angle. Explain the procedure involved in the measurement of horizontal angle by method of repetition. And next one is explain the measurement of horizontal angle by method of reiteration. Write the errors which are eliminated in the repetition method, which is very important, and reiteration method. Okay, I hope you understood my today's class. Please do subscribe for more videos from this channel for civil engineering students, not only surveying subjects, and lot many subjects are going to come. Thank you for watching my video.